Welcome back to Chasing Vitality podcast. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Stan. Hey, guys. That's good. We can leave this. Sorry. We're just, no, we're not fasting anymore. We're going to talk about
We're
recovering from fasting
dating.
and what all happened afterwards. And just kind of give you an idea of what it was like. First thing we wanted to say was that we recommend, and everybody else recommends, that you do your refeeding pretty slowly. Your digestive system needs to wake back up. So
we noticed that. I mean, as we were eating, you get full, obviously, very fast because you haven't had anything.
Yeah.
But you can really make yourself sick if you don't do it.
Yeah, we started eating on Friday night, and I ate way too much on Sunday at lunch. We had sushi, and I just ate a ton of it.
And didn't you feel really just
I felt
dragging?
pretty bad.
Yeah.
I felt pretty bad. So it's really important to kind of ramp that back up slowly. I would say it took us about 5 days to get completely feeling normal again. Yeah, so we did a 5-day fast, about 5 days to get back.
Yeah. And then fatigue. I think we were both feeling a little bit tired, especially like on Saturday. I was doing an event on Saturday, and I mean, I was dragging a little bit. I felt pretty good, but I was a little bit tired. And you ended up not going on a hike because you.
Well, I knew better than to try to do anything real strenuous. I mean, your muscles are you burn through all the glycogen in your muscles, and you need to replenish all of that. And it just took a few days to replenish.
Yeah.
So,
But one really great thing that we found out was inflammation. I really have noticed a huge difference in just the way my body feels and the inflammation, and just feeling puffy, and, it's not there anymore. I don't feel as much.
No, it really dropped. It was wild. I went for a run. I guess this is the first run I did after we started feeding again after the fast. And I remember coming in and showing stuff, just being able to stretch and just I was a lot more limber and a lot less inflamed. And I know that was from the fast.
Yeah. Huge difference with that. And that, I think a lot of that was where the weight loss came in.
Had some weight loss and a very marked drop in inflammation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But this is a good time to say that we are not doctors. We are just sharing our experience and what we're doing. And, we always recommend going to your doctor, talking to your doctor if you're going to, try fast or any health changes. Just talk to your doctor and let them know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I think we want to lead into talking about the foods that we're putting in our body. And we just want to give a few examples of some foods and a great app that we discovered. And it's called YUKA. You can scan all your food and it does all the work. So we chose a few foods that most people, I think, probably have them in their.
Well, let's go back. I want to say something else about YUKA. It's free, but there's also a paid version. With the paid version, you can look up any.
Oh, yeah, but typing it in.
Yeah, by typing it in. If you get the free version, you actually have to scan the barcode. But we walk through the grocery store or Costco or wherever we're at, anytime we're buying food, and we're scanning those items because you can see if it's healthy or not, if it has a bunch of harmful additives or not. And we want to know what we're eating. So this YUKA app has been really, really huge for that.
Yeah. So we're going to just talk about a couple different foods. And the first one is cottage cheese. So 2 different kinds. Great Value cottage cheese scored a 42 versus Good Culture cottage cheese scored a 75.
On the YUKA app.
On the YUKA app. So tell us about why the Great Value brand only scored a 42.
Well, the ones we're highlighting tonight, the bad ones, like in this case, the Great Value, which I've bought a lot of this over the years. So it scored a 42 because it has some hazardous chemicals in it. It tells you all that on the YUKA app. These particular ones, in this case, are carrageenan or carrageenan,
maybe,
however you pronounce that. It's a texturizing agent, increases the risk of breast cancer. It disrupts your gut microbes, causing intestinal inflammation, and it can contribute to chronic disease. Alternate good culture cottage cheese scored a 75. Typically, the reason they don't score 100 is either they have a little bit too much sodium or they're too caloric.
Right.
So you got to watch how much you're going to eat. But the good culture cottage cheese has no hazardous chemicals in it, and you can pronounce
Right.
everything that's in it. That's typically one way that you can be
Mm,
cautious. If you can't pronounce what's in your food,
yeah.
it's probably been engineered to a point that it's not good.
Right. Yeah.
What's the next one, babe?
The next one is General Mills Cheerios. Now, Cheerios all my life have always on the front cover have said heart healthy.
They definitely mention cardiovascular benefits.
So that versus another brand called Nature Path Whole O's. Okay, so tell us what are
Yes, General
hazards.
Mills scored a 30, and the Nature's Path scored a what, a 88.
Oh, I think, yeah, an 88.
Yeah. So, uh, the General Mills Cheerios have tripotassium phosphate. Phosphates disrupt bone mineralization, have a detrimental effects on your kidneys, increase the risk of cardiovascular disease, increased risk of type 2 diabetes and breast cancer. Um,
Well, and funny that they talk about cardiovascular disease when on the front of it, it says that it's heart healthy.
yeah,
It doesn't,
yeah.
that's
So
contradiction. I mean, it's,
everybody eats Cheerios. Everybody feeds them to their kids. There are safer ones. This Nature's Path Whole O's. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, that's going to be way more expensive. Frankly, we found that eating healthy isn't that much more
yeah.
expensive. It's not that big a deal. What I would say to anyone that said it was too expensive, it's like, how much is your health really worth? Yeah.
Well, you're going to pay for it one way or the other. You either pay for it up front before you put it in your mouth or you're going to pay for it at the doctor. So, I mean, it's your choice.
Yeah.
We choose to drink a sparkling water because I love the carbonation of, just a fizzy drink, but I don't want all the stuff in there.
These have 0 calories, 0 sugar,
Yeah.
really 0 additives. It's just carbonated
And a
water.
side note on that is there is like these little drops, and we even looked those up. And there's one called Stur, STUR, and that one is a healthier thing that you could put into your water to sweeten it, or
It's
just
a
a little flavor.
no sugar flavoring.
So the next the next one is oven roasted turkey breast. Yeah, so we have two different ones. Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh oven roasted turkey breast. That one scored a 33 versus Applegate oven roasted turkey, which scored a 75.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of hazardous stuff in the Oscar Mayer stuff.
Yeah.
It's got caramel coloring in it, which is a carcinogenic and toxic to the immune system.
hmm
Sodium phosphate disrupts bone mineralization. Again, the phosphates do that.
Yeah.
Detrimental effect on your kidneys, increases the risk of cardiovascular disease. And there's that carrageenan stuff again, which that's probably not how you pronounce that, but it
Yeah.
is a texturizing agent, increase the risk of breast cancer, disrupts your gut microbes, causes intestinal inflammation. Just not good. When it can be avoided,
And
get the healthy option.
And most of the time when you're buying oven roasted turkey, you think that you're making a really healthy choice. But when you have all this stuff in there, especially if you're eating it on a regular basis,
Really,
there's not.
deli meats in general are pretty suspect. You have
Yeah.
to really do your research. I know everybody loves those. It's convenient and they taste good
Yeah.
and they're a big part of our diet. And the grocery store just has a huge section of deli meats.
hmm
Again, use the YUKA app, zap that barcode. It'll tell you everything that's in it. And then you can make up your mind because sometimes we'll zap something and it doesn't score really well. And we're thinking, well, we're just going to eat like one or two of these over the course of the next 6 months. And
Yeah.
it's not going to be a huge thing. So we're not super hardcore about it. But for the most part, we really, really well. And I don't want to develop cancer because I was just stubborn about eating something that I knew had that potential.
Right.
I don't want to do.
Well, what else can we add, to this stuff to make it cheaper, to, get more out there, more production, let it sit on the shelf. I mean, if it's sitting on the shelf, and it can sit on the shelf, something's wrong. I
Yeah,
mean,
if it's going to sit there for a long time, or if they make it to sit there for a long time,
yeah.
there's going to be stuff in there that you don't want to you don't want to digest.
Right.
So yeah, we just try to be careful. Again, the Yuka app is a lifesaver, literally,
Mhm.
I believe. There's millions and millions of people that use it. I think it's very well respected and established. So we'd encourage you to look at that.
Yep.
My daughter-in-law turned me on to it, and we're very grateful for that. We're going to be talking more and more about different foods as we go along.
Yeah.
We'll always have this kind of feature in our podcast. If you have questions, though, again, we'd love to hear from you. We want
Yeah.
to build a community here, and we'd love to hear from you and answer your
Mhm.
questions as best we can.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. We again just want to share what we know and see if it can help somebody. Eating right is not the easiest thing to do, especially when we've been lied to, about
yeah,
what's in our food.
yeah, I think ultra processed foods are.
Mhm.
I mean, it's one thing for food to be processed. I mean, you have a can of tuna, it's got to make it into the can somehow. That's processed. Ultra
Right.
processed, where they're adding a bunch of additives, a bunch of chemicals.
Stretch it
Uh,
out, make it go longer,
yeah,
faster. Yeah.
or just to make it even addictive. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a really dark underbelly to our food in the United States, and you see it in our obesity rates. We're going to get more into that as well.
And it's connected to pharmaceuticals.
And that's another piece of this
Yeah.
that we'll get into. That's kind of a whole
Whole
other
nother thing.
topic, but
Yeah.
anyway, we'll be
There's
talking about
lots
that.
to talk about.
It's really good to have you guys on board.
Mhm.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll
Yeah.
see you real soon.
Thanks for chasing vitality with us.
Good night, guys.
Bye.